Hey babe, I'm home. How's it going?
Good, honey. How's work?
It was great. I noticed the camper's still in the driveway.
Oh yeah. About that.
You haven't cleaned the tanks yet?
Not yet. The dump station was closed, so I'm gonna do it here.
What do you mean, take care of it here?
Well, I'm gonna put it through a garden hose and then put it in the toilet. Downstairs.
A garden hose? Honey, that's not gonna work.
Sure it will. What could go wrong?
Okay, let me show you. See, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna happen.
Wait, do you always carry a garden hose with you?
Don't worry about that.
Okay, well let me show you what I mean. Do you have anything else in that purse? Perfect. Yeah, you're right. That doesn't work. But now do you get it?
Oh yeah. Mm-mm.
There it goes.
Nope. Oh my god, that's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm gonna go puke.
I mean, that's basically how it works.
I'm just thinking of the real thing, and that's so bad. Oh, yuck. That's so gross.
What do you mean you're gonna blend poop? That's gross. Yeah, I know, I get it. This is a Macerator pump. A Macerator pump's attached to the outlet on your black tank, and you can see some metal blades in there. They literally blend everything that comes out of your black tank, and they put it through a garden hose. Through this little connector right here. Right into a garden hose. So this particular Macerator was about 150 bucks on Amazon. We're gonna see how it works. So far I'm not in love with it because of this. So this is the actual unit itself. First of all, it gives you a pigtail that plugs into a cable that has a cigarette lighter adapter on the end of it. Now, if you're gonna plan on actually plugging this into your cigarette lighter or your vehicle, this cord is not nearly long enough. I mean, this is maybe a 10-foot cord. Well, unfortunately, my dump port is here, and my tow vehicle with the cigarette lighter would be all the way up there. So that is not a practical power application. Thankfully, I have my battery box that I use for my kayak, and it has a 12-volt port right there. So this is what I'll be using to power the Macerator. So that's kind of strike one. Give me a different power option. Strike two is that it gives you a water inlet right here that allows you to connect your garden hose to pump clean water into the unit to backfill your tank. Okay, that sounds cool. Well, the problem is the outlet that it gives you right here, it says is a garden hose outlet. That is clearly not a garden hose outlet. That is just a ribbed connector. So to make this work, I had to go to the hardware store, get some 1-inch inside diameter tubing. I went with clear so that I could see the progress of how this thing's working. I had to get a couple of hose clamps, and I had to get a 1-inch to 3/4, basically a garden hose adapter to go on the other end. So I'm gonna rig this up and then I'll show you what it looks like fully assembled. So here it is fully assembled. Again, I don't understand why they feel the need to put a quick disconnect on the clean water side right here. Whatever. It's literally, you have to screw this piece on first, and then you can put the quick disconnect on. Doesn't make a bit of sense, but whatever. That's your clean side flush. And this is the modification that I made for the actual outlet. So put the 1-inch inside diameter braided hose here, hose clamped it, adapter here, hose clamped it, and there you go. That's the Macerator setup. I'm going to plug it into the battery box. So then the question becomes, how does this work? Well, if you go to a dump site, obviously you just open up the valve and you dump all your stuff into the giant hole in the ground. Well, Macerator works by literally liquefying all the waste to the black tank and sending it into a garden hose. The garden hose you can put anywhere that you can dump waste. If you have a sewer clean out, you can put it in there, or you can do what I'm going to try to do and just put it in your toilet. I have a downstairs toilet that's going to be downhill from where we're doing this. I have 100 feet of hose. I'm going to try to run it through my window and just put it in there. It's a very easy and hopefully easy and sanitary way to get rid of the waste. So I'm going to hook the Macerator up. I'm going to run that hose and then we'll go from there. So I also attach this to my Flush King, which is a way to, it's a different way that you can backfill your tank and clean it out. But I just like that I'll be able to see the water because it's clear. So Flush King goes into the Macerator. I have the power cable running over to the battery box there. The hose comes out and it runs all the way into the window in the basement, the laundry room, which tracks out through here. Hi, Thor. And into the toilet. So I have it sticking clear down into the toilet there. Now you should probably understand how toilets work. The toilet's not going to overflow if you keep dumping liquid into it. It will actually flush itself. So that's kind of how toilets work. So I'm not worried about this overflowing. Knock on wood. So this is the gross part, folks. You don't want to see nasty looking water, look away. So I'm going to open up the black valve here. And then I'm going to open up the dump valve here. Turn on the Macerator. And it's definitely sending some gunk down the hose there. I'm gonna run inside real quick, make sure it's not flooding my house with poop. Well, it's running. It's gross, but it's working. There is definitely sewage coming out of the garden hose going into the toilet. And yeah, she's pumping right along. That's not leaking. That water on the ground is when I was hooking up the clean hose. So, but she's moving bit by bit. So it actually worked pretty well, I'm not gonna lie. It took about, I don't know, 10 minutes to drain the tank out. And it was working. I mean, it won't be too graphic, but you could see solids coming into it. And then they were coming out liquids in the hose, and the hose just kept on pumping. So now I'm backfilling the tank. I've turned the backfill valve on. It is pumping fresh water up into the black tank to let it kind of rinse it out. And then I will monitor the level of the black tank using the gauge inside. And as soon as it gets to about, 2/3 full, I'll pull the plug and do it again. So I'll let it fill up until it said about 2/3 full on the meter here. Now it's down to 1/3 because it's running as we speak. So the water coming out this time is much more clear, but it's definitely got some gunk in it still. So we're gonna let it keep running. I'll probably back flush the tank 1 or 2 more times. But the beauty of it is, it's sitting in the driveway. I'm not in line with 9 people behind me, impatiently tapping their feet, waiting for me to hurry up. So the fact I can take my time to get these tanks really clean, I think that's worth the money. And I can do it at home, which is really cool. So we're gonna let it keep running. If you watch my other RV video, I talk about this little guy. This is a snake. It's basically a sprinkler. Attached to a garden hose. There. It's a rotating sprinkler head that you attach to a garden hose. Now, why am I showing you this? Well, in my other video, I talk about how backfilling a tank doesn't work worth a darn because some of that stuff just stays put kind of at the top of the tank, which is unfortunately right about here. So no matter how many times you backfill the tank from out there, backfill it with fresh water and then drain it out, you're still gonna have gunk sitting up here. Case in point, look at this. So I backfilled it 3 times and the water came out clear on the 3rd time. I put the snake down the toilet and that's what it's pulling out. Moral of the story, don't trust backfilling your tanks. It doesn't work. Get a tank snake. Even if you don't get a Macerator, if you just do this at the campground, put your hose through your window into your bathroom and use a tank snake to get your toilet in your black tank actually clean. I'll put a link in the description below. It's a lifesaver. So I'm not really sure what else to show you. You know, with this pump, I didn't love that I had to make the modifications to it that I did, but it's working really well. I mean, it's doing exactly what it should be doing, and I really enjoy the fact that I can do this from my home and not be waiting in line in an RV dump station. It's still running. I realized my black tank was relatively dirty, so it's on about its 5th pass. The water's getting clear every time, but I'm kind of a stickler for having a clean black tank when we go on to a fresh camping trip, so it's still running. Doing exactly what it should be doing. Pumping it down. It takes about 10 minutes. About 10 minutes to take the black tank from full to empty, just by running it. And the instructions say don't let it run more than 15 minutes at a time, so that's perfect. So then I shut it off and fill the black tank back up with the toilet wand that I showed you earlier. This time I'm just using the black hookup on the outside, because I already toilet wanded a few times. So this is just my black flush valve. So I'm just being extra rigorous. You probably don't need to do it this much, totally up to you. But for me, it's working well. So I'll put links to this one in the description below, as well as links to one that might work a little bit better, because I think it actually has the outlet that you're looking for, so you won't need to do any modifications. But yeah, get yourself a Macerator, get yourself a toilet wand, and do this from home. I don't know why you wouldn't. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.